So, purpose of this short little video is it's just to talk about my fave 5 boss fights from Tales of Vesperia, a definitive edition. I try to keep my reasoning short, hoping for an under 2 minutes on each per person. But it kind of doesn't work out entirely like that, as there's so much I want to say about some of them. I did realize near the end that it was more of a why I like the character than why I like the boss fight. But they're still my favorite 5 boss fights of the game. My number 5 favorite boss fight is Betajo. Oh, I can't see its name. And everything keeps blocking its name. Betoja? Oh, am I on automatic? Oh, no, I wasn't on automatic. Just switched to automatic. So the fight against Beitojo, oh man, forgot the buttons, was a unique fight in that you probably spent your entire game playing as Yuri, and then out of nowhere, oh god, I gotta turn Rita's things off because that's probably gonna be annoying to people, huh? Um, let's turn off. So throughout the whole game, you're probably used to playing as Yuri, and then during this one particular part of the game, you're just you're just given or forced to be Carol, who is probably physically the strongest character in the game, but at the same time, he is the slowest character in the game. I just need to give her just something so she's not filling the screen with color. And it was just a nice, unique fight compared to all the other fights in the game. My number 5 was actually going to be torn between this fight and the fight against Terrapus. Oh, that was quick. Yeah, it was going to be between that or Terrapus. The two fights that were kind of somewhat unique and supposedly Carol heavy. All right, so my number 4 is I don't know why I was waiting. I, t- I turned their audio off. But so I chose Jaeger as my number 4 because Jaeger is this overarching villain that you're running into him throughout the whole story, but you don't get to fight him until Act 3 of the game. He's responsible for like a very dramatic death at a certain point in Act 2. Or is it Act 1? I think it's Act 2. And you go throughout this whole game trying to get to him. He's the rival of one of my favorite characters, or actually is my favorite character on my team. And when you finally do get to fight him, it's this fight here. We'll let it play out. He he reveals that he's just like another character, which they go on to talk about. But it's more the aftermath when you after you beat him and you find out that yeah, he was kind of a POS, but he was also a good person. He was giving his money and donating his money to like an orphanage, to a charity. So So he was a bad person, but a good person. And it was just such a great fight, such a great character. Like it's when you make a villain that the people love to hate, like Jaeger. It's so choice. My number three, of course, you gotta have the final fight during. Oh, I can't skip this. Gotta have the final fight during your list video of favorite fights, right? Even though it's not, it's the final main story fight. It's not the final fight. Yes, but this is like three fights in one. And Duke is another one of those people that when when I first met him, I was like, I'm gonna fight this dude because he's got silver hair. Oh, it's already turned off. He has silver hair. He's got a special, amazing sword. He's gonna be the guy that you're gonna have to fight. I wasn't expecting him to completely be the main boss because you find out in the game that he's a good guy. But yeah, couldn't not have Duke as one of my final ones. They're gone. He has another one of the best burst arts. Maybe I should do my fave 5 burst arts, huh? I don't think he'll be able to. There we go. I want to try to get it in before before he goes into phase 2. Oh, he didn't do it. Oh well, that's fine. My number 2 fight, oh, is against the fight that you have here against Don Whitehorse. Okay, trying to talk but not fight him. It's going to be a bit difficult because he's pretty quick for an old man. So I played the original. Oh, the original Tales of Vesperia, which was before the definitive. Well, I mean, obviously before the definitive edition, but you didn't get to fight Don Whitehorse originally. He is actually beatable, easier on a second playthrough. But he's such a great character. With spoilers, he obviously does die because he is a character meant to be a mentor that ooh Rasengan that fuels the story. Okay. Mm. Rose Wreath. Be nice if that had a better animation. I also wish that Yuri could get his sword, but he can't. But yeah, he's a. Ooh, it's such a great little fight because you're meant to just get totally wrecked, and I'm gonna let him just wreck me so that we can get it over with. Yeah, I get. Oh, do I have to press a button? I do. Yep. And then Yuri's got to be all cocky, and I don't know. It was so good because I didn't expect it. I think is the main thing. Having played the original and this fight not being in the original, and then it just throws me into a fight with Don Whitehorse. And I will admit, first time playing through it, he destroyed me like instantly. I think he one shot me because I just was not I was not prepared after just fighting the boss of this location and the Giganto of this location for him to just pop up and Yuri force him into a fight and then just get destroyed. So that's my number two. My number one is of course Schwan. He's my favorite character in the entire game. Oh, I forgot to turn off her meteors. Oh no. Oh, that's gonna be annoying to anyone who has flashing light. Thanks. Yeah, I'm just waiting for that to get over. Um, Also, is Yuri on auto? No, he wasn't on auto. Now he's on non-auto. But these were more of why I love these characters than they are why they're my favorite fights. But throughout the game, you see Schwan in the background, and you're not supposed to know. Like it's revealed at the end of not the end of Act Two, 2/3 through Act Two, that Schwan and Raven are the same person. When Raven betrays you, I'm waiting for him to do his special. He also has the best special in the entire game. But yeah, as I said, these are more of why I love these characters than they are why I love these fights. Because Raven is hands down my favorite character in the entire game. And then I liked Jaeger and I liked Dawn Whitehorse. And I even like Duke. There it is. Blast Heart. That's good. But yeah, like this fight where you're fighting one of the people that you've been traveling along with, and it's something that's in every Tales of game. You will always have an ally that's on your team. I guess not always. I haven't played every Tales of game, who will betray you, and then you have to fight them, and then they realize like, oh, oh, I did it for these reasons, and I don't know. Raven was. I just love Raven. I should just make a video on just why Raven's the best character in the game. I can't cook anything. And that's kind of it. I was because as I was trying to keep them under 2 minutes. Um, yeah, Raven, my favorite character, was my favorite fight. Having him, you know, end up being Schwan, and there's the obvious hints, the obvious like there's a whole scene where the reveal happens and that shows you that if you were paying attention, Raven and Schwan were the same person. The Jaeger one, again, villain, secretly kind-hearted, rivalry with Raven, and then the Dawn Whitehorse that just caught me off guard. The other two were still great. I think I got all I needed to say in them. You played as Carol as he overcame his fear and his whole thing about being a chicken and a coward, and then the Duke because it's the main boss fight. Of course, it's great. That's really it. Blah blah blah.